they're the shills like the rest of them.
I know. They are.
What's up, man? Afternoon. So I'm not bright, like, you know. I never claimed to be like the smartest person in the world, because I'm definitely not. Um, Now I got a degree in street psychology and street stuff, but I do like when it comes to oh, let me get this thing moving so I got it. So I go to the pharmacy. It's always the pharmacy, right? It's the pharmacist and doctors. The only two jobs you ain't got to be accountable for your fuck ups. So we go to the pharmacy to pick up a prescription. It was they sent the prescription 2 weeks ago on the 28th. I knew it wasn't due until like today or tomorrow, so but I had to go see the doctor, so she just went ahead and wrote it, right? And really, I didn't even need it because I already had refills, but I threw the box in the garbage. So when you get testosterone, it comes in a little vial that's in a little box. I got sick of dumping the vial out of the box every time, so now I just chuck the box in the garbage. Anyway, I go up there and I'm like, hey, here's my name, birthday. They're like, yeah, you don't have a prescription. I'm like, well, yeah, I do. They're like, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, I do. It was sent over on the 28th. So they're like, well, I called the doctor's office. They're like, well, we'll call it back in. So they'll take it verbally. There's obviously a problem somewhere because we got a confirmation that they received it. And I got to thinking we stood there for probably 10 minutes. I got to thinking, you know what? I got a text from these motherfuckers saying that they got the prescription and it was just too early. So I go back there and here's the learning point, right here. I go back there and the girl that was originally helping us, I called her over. I'm like, hey, and I showed her my phone. I said, do you see this? I was like, look, February 28th at CVS Pharmacy, we got your prescription for testosterone. It's controlled substance is too early, which we already knew. You can't fill it until this date. I said, if CVS didn't get my prescription, I wouldn't have got this text. And she got super fucking heated. Like, I was trying to say, my prescription's here and you're going to give it to me now, bitch, or else. And that wasn't what I was saying. And like I explained to her, I said, there's obviously a problem. It's on CVS end, or else I wouldn't have got this text. So let's become problem solvers. Let's solve the problem. That's all I'm saying. She got super pissed. I don't know what you want me to do. You know, fucking little bitch. She was being a little cunt. I don't know what you want me to do, blah, 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 and all this other shit, right? Can't do nothing for you. Doctor's going to call it back in. I'm like, yeah, but here's the problem, is that I become that asshole patient. I'm already a hard enough patient to deal with because I know my doctor. So I don't want to be any more of an asshole patient. I don't want to become any more of a problem. So she gets pissed and calls some other lady over there, which I'm glad that she did. Took the lady 30 seconds and she figured out what happened. 30 seconds. She's like, yep, it's right here. And here's what happened. Here's why it happened. For some reason, CVS had me in the system as my birthday being 1990. I was like, I'll take it all day. But I don't look 33 fucking years old. And then there's problems with my addresses and shit. The address, my Ohio address wasn't even the right Ohio address. I don't know.
Like from a long time ago.
Right, but the difference between those two women, the difference was in them. One was some young fucking bitch, probably minus 30, maybe.
Yeah, she probably was mid to late 20s.
Right, mid to late 20s. The other lady was probably my age. So all you young fuckers out there, 35 and below, 36 and below, 42 and below, listen to your elders. I remember hearing that as a kid all the time. You should listen to your elders, which I don't agree with that wholeheartedly. Actually, it's respect your elders. I don't agree with that shit at all. Don't respect anybody that don't respect you. Fuck them. But and then when we just left, like me and Christy just figured out that I could have been getting prescriptions on both of these things for all this time, for all this different shit, like the Xanax I take. I have 2 different profiles with 2 different prescriptions with 2 different dosages because we lowered my dose to it because I'm done with it. But you can't just quit taking it because it'll make you. The last time I just quit taking it, I had hours. That's plural conversations, multiple hours long conversations with a Monopoly man. Do you remember me telling you about that?
What just happened?
Last time I just quit taking Xanax, I had hours long conversations with a Monopoly man.
Yes.
And Tim the Toolman Taylor, and what was the other one? There was another one I remember having conversations with. And I was halfway, like, the words were in my head, but they wouldn't come out. And we're not talking about, like, for a day or 2. We're talking, it was like 10 days, wasn't it? Like 10 days.
When you come home, you weren't real right. You didn't want to drive or nothing.
Yeah. Because my dumbass being me was out all night. Then I had Chrissy's like, hey, you got court. So then I went to court after I ate my Xanaxes for the morning. And then I fell asleep in court. And then, like, after court shut down and they were walking around, like, to clean up, they noticed me sleeping. sleeping on the bench. So they had to call a judge back out. She wasn't real happy. She's like, what drug test you right now? She's like, oh, how did you go across the hall and take a drug test? That's what it was. I was like, it'd be easier for me to tell you what I'm taking. I'm on. She's like, what are you on? I was like, well, what do you care about? So I did 10 days in jail, so I had to detox. And it wasn't much fun at all. Like I said, the words were in my head, but they wouldn't come out. That was the time that luckily, there was a halfway decent cop that worked the 3rd shift, and he went through a lot of trouble to get Christy on the phone for me, because I couldn't even dial. I couldn't, like, I can tell you how to use that phone right now, and it's been years since I've been in that jail. With the phone in front of me, I couldn't dial out. Like, it just, nothing made sense. It was the craziest shit in the world. Christy thought they'd, like, beat me up and give me brain damage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look, I was asking what they did to you. I was asking them. I called Brian, like, you gotta get down there. Find out what they did to him.
And all I did was quit taking drugs. Yeah, it was all bad. So we're doing it the right way this time, and tapering. That's how you do that. But looking back now, I wish I wouldn't have started taking this shit. But I kind of needed it. I don't know. I wish I would have, because tapering off shit's kind of a long road. Regardless, these fucking people went to college and shit.
And she couldn't figure it out. She couldn't see. Like, think about it.
Right.
When they put up 1118.
Well, right. When they put up 1118, both of them came up.
And it says Nick and Nicholas in your last name. Oh, so
right. That bitch.
Yeah,
like, I don't know about you all. I've never met anybody named Nick in my life. Ever.
Nicholas.
Everybody's Nicholas, and the short name is Nicholas. And you'll know that. You know, I know that because when people are mad at me, that's what I get called. Whether it be Mom and Ida, Christy. That's the only time I hear Nicholas. Usually they had Ida, it's like Douglas or Brian or something, about 4 or 5 other names first. All my cousins, and then she finally gets to my name. But it's the only time I ever hear that name. Otherwise, it's not used. We cut the what doesn't matter out. Got rid of it. But anyway, you know, and I was really surprised. Like, she was being a bitch to me. Like, I don't know what. Corporate in your office. I was like, I just really don't want to be the asshole patient. That's the thing. Is because I'm a hard person to deal with anyway, and I know that, and I already know I'm an asshole patient to begin with. So I don't want to be. I'm trying to get away from that. Fucking idiots. Jake, have you seen Charlie today? Any signs of Charlie? miss America. Poland. You should come over here. We'll throw you a rifle and start. The problem with America is that it's not. So like at one time, America was America. When you speak about America today, you're talking about the continent, right? It's because America is a continent. Continents, plural. South America, North America. So we got to get away from that America thing and get to the United States thing, because it's, words that we use matter. And I'm not down on you at all. I say it too, just like I say kids, and I try not to say that. It's what we've been led to say over and over and over again. When you say America, you think United States. No, America's Mexico, United States, and Canada. So, and you see what happens when you get a bunch of people together that don't belong. Diversity's a bitch. They ruined their spot. They didn't want to come ruin our shit too. You got a bunch of pussies from Canada who didn't want to fight the British, and then you got a bunch of fucking people in Mexico that just let their government get away with murder and let gangs rule it, and they want to come up here, fuck everything up, and come down here and breed all that pussiness into everybody else. Go back. We don't want that here.
John Grace is on Baptized in Fire. Just if you see that's him.
Oh, okay.
He's on there.
Baptized in Fire. That's a pretty good name. I like that. So is that like baptized in fire, like the dude the other day, screaming "Free Palestine" as he lit himself on fire? That's not really baptized on fire, right? No. See, I just fucked you up. Now you're gonna double think back about your name, like, oh man, that dude was baptized in fire, burned himself straight the fuck up. I don't agree with the fact that people are saying that he's an extreme leftist and all this shit. Maybe he is, but not because of that. I don't agree with what Israel's doing to Palestine either. If you want to go after the terrorists, then whatever, more power to you, go after them. But don't be blowing up the whole fucking city block to get one terrorist. And that's what they're doing. Killing women, kids, children, whatever. And then their excuse is that they support Hamas. Well, I mean, if the British government just one day said, here, you guys can have this little piece of land and call it what you want, and it's yours to do what you want with, and then you started expanding your borders outwardly, killing everything on the way, I'd probably be pretty pissed at you too, and support people who were killing back. I mean, I'm just saying.
He said, God bless true American old-fashioned people. That's good.
I wasn't dissing him. It's just a learning thing, man. We have a lot of people in this country that just refuse to listen to shit. They can't understand basic concepts, like what freedom is. Is doing as my government tells me to do, me being free. Like, slaves in the 1830s were free to do as they were told. And in this country today, that's all you're free to do. You're free to do as you're told. And it's okay because that's how every other country is. But we're not supposed to be like every other country. Well, it's okay that they tax your, that every dollar you make is taxed 30 times over. You're taxed when you get it. You're taxed if you save it. You're taxed if you spend it. You build a house. You can buy land, go out in the woods. So you buy land, right? You buy a sawmill. You take the timber off your land. You can't even, let's back up. You can't even do that. You can if it's your land. So let's say you're my neighbor. We take timber off of your land and build a house on my property with that timber. That's illegal unless you got a tax stamp on that timber. I forget what the qualification is for it or whatever. Now I can take timber off of my own land and build my house, and then they're going to fly their little drone out if I won't let them come in. They're going to reassess the value of it, and then they're going to say, okay, you owe us more money because you worked hard and built your own shit out of your own property. So now you owe us something. Like, it makes no sense. If I did, they call it extortion, and I go to prison. Government does it, and we kick the can up the hill. We don't blame the people who will murder you to get you out of there if you do not pay their extortion fees, the euphemism, taxation. If you don't pay their property taxes to the same people that will come kill you, as a society, we support because they're heroes, and every day they put their uniforms on to protect you and shit. As we see just the opposite happening. And it's getting worse and worse. It's not only getting worse here. I would bet that in every country, the policing forces are getting worse, becoming more militarized, hurting, if not killing more and more people. And they're the cog in the machine in every country that allows the machine to work. It can work without all these other cogs. Without the enforcement, it does nothing. Nothing. You can push all the pins across paper you want. Without the enforcement, it doesn't mean shit. And that's what people can't understand here. They call themselves patriots because of who they voted for. I mean, like, I can find a lot of reasons that I don't call myself a patriot. I just don't do it. I passed a cop that was extorting some dude on the side of the road yesterday. And that's why I don't call myself a patriot. Because if I was a patriot, I would stop and I'd put an end to that shit. That's what a patriot would have done, like in 1776. But now we just call ourselves these things and can't understand why people are born male and think it's okay to say that they're females. Well, look at what you do. Not you, but you call yourself a patriot, yet all this patriot shit needs done, but you're sitting on your couch eating fucking Cheetos, waving a flag that would be a British flag if patriots were like you in 1776, supporting the redcoats. Like, it's just all nonsensical bullshit. The percentage of the population in this country that's actually like red-blooded, freedom-loving people, like individuals of a bigger ideal, is so minute. I mean, it's less than 1%. It's less than 0.5%. I would bet it's less than 0.1%. Like, how many people in this country are willing to die for what they believe in? I don't know. Go see how many criminals were killed this year by cops. There's your number for this year. Because that's what they do. They pat, just like I talked about the dude in Missouri the other day. They come to evict him because he owed the county $28,000 in back taxes, property taxes. And he went out like a man. Fuck you think you're evicting me. But the majority of people wouldn't do that. And like, you start crossing these lines, like, where you're like, well, how it really boils down to how willing are you to play the game and how far are you willing to play it. Like, I have a defined line in the sand. She thinks I'm crazy, but whatever. You.
Why?
Like, when I talked about my defined line in the sand, you're like, well, that's kind of stupid.
No.
I understand it, but it is, and I understand why it is, because then I wouldn't be here for my other kids, I wouldn't be here for you, and all that. I get that. At the same time, do I just bend over and say, hey kids, look, this is how you get fucked right by your government. Tell them to save the lube, add sand. That's what being a patriot is today. Save all the lube, add the sand, get it in deep. Patriotism 2024. That's kind of sick. They got the damn funeral home and the stone sales place on the same property. Talking about monopoly. We're going to work right now? We'll run home first. I know, then we got to go to work. But anyway, pharmacists and cops. And now you have Trump coming in. All the patriots. Anytime I ever say that word, there's always big fucking air quotes around it. There's no patriots alive today. There might be like one alive. And that's only because they haven't caught up to him to kill him. What was I going to say? I done thought about something else. I forget what I was going to say. be like, ah.
I did?
Yeah, so that's what you'd be like if you could read my mind.
Oh.
You jump in and be like, ah. Get right back out. The fuck was
Never
that?
mind.
Oh, that's what patriotism is today. Teaching your kids to hit it harder, Daddy. Put it in deeper. Add sand. Save on the lube in case we have a KY shortage. And add as much sand as you can.
It is a good listen to, making me wonder, and then thanks for the lesson. Just like,
man, it's simple, and but these ideals need to be spread further. But the problem is that bad information is always spread faster than good information because the majority belief is always in the bad information. Like, if you have to pay an annual fee to live in a home that you spent 30 years paying for, let's just say it took you 30 years to pay your home off, and all your blood, sweat, and tears went into that over the years, whether it be through working or building or whatever it is, and you have to pay after the home is literally paid for. Do you own that home? I mean, do you really own it when they could come take it and say you owe us some shit you don't agree with? Well, they voted for it. I didn't vote for it. I didn't vote for none of that shit. But we've all become used to it. It's like incremental things over a period of time. Look back at 1980. I don't know how old you are. I was born in 80. In the 80s is when you start to see, in the late, more toward the late 80s, is when you start to see what's the word I'm looking for? Hey, woman.
what?
Like couples of two races being couples. People with two races being couples.
What?
The biracial couple? Yeah, I guess that's what it is. You start seeing like a white chick with a black dude or a black dude with a white chick, whatever, in the late 80s. In the 2000s, that became gays. Now, what you watch TV, you can't watch fucking a tampon commercial without there being some biracial gay shit going on in it. Interracial. Yeah, thanks, Jay.
Jake.
Yeah, biracial's the outcome of interracial. You know, which I don't care. Do what you want to do. I don't give a fuck. To the 10th degree, I don't care what you do. You want to jump behind the wheel of a car and drink all the alcohol in the world and drive down the road and risk your life and everybody else's life? Guess what? I've already passed somebody on the road, and I made the choice to get on the road knowing this, that I've already passed probably 5 people today that were drunk driving. I made the choice to get on the road. They did too. Our lives crossed paths. Now, should they get pulled over and go to jail because they put other people's lives at risk? Did they hurt anybody? Until the point that they do? No. They shouldn't. But at the same time, I don't support drinking and driving. I used to do a shitload of it. Literally. I did more drunk driving than sober driving from 16 to 21. The 21 wasn't no fun no more. I probably drove more drunk than I did sober. And like, I look back and I'm like, whoa, man, all the people I could have hurt, dumb idea. However, I didn't hurt anybody. So should I go to jail for that shit? No. If there's not a victim, there's no crime. And government can't be a victim because government has no rights. Like, look, watch me. Here's why I'm not a patriot right here. If I was a patriot, I'd put a stop to this shit right now. Because I can tell there's no victim. There's nobody else around. Right? There's like not a dead kid laying in the road over there.
Did you not put a complete stop at the 4-way because it didn't have time to speed?
Probably. This guy's door up. He's about to jump out.
Right, I said cut to a complete stop.
Probably.
Roll stop or something.
And these fuckers drive down through here cruising, boy. And we see them all the time. So when we go back to Ohio, I like between 80, it depends on what time of the day it is. At night, I'll run 90 sometimes in certain places because like we've done it enough where I know where the cops are at now. Post being pulled over for doing 90 and a 60. and the cop not giving me a ticket, which I could not fucking believe. I'm like, what? 89 to 60? I don't even get a warning? Seriously? He must have got a call or something. That's all that I come up with. So like I'll be going 80, so I'm already going 10 over, and these fuckers will blow by me. Remember, was you with me in the Grand Prix in Ohio when I was running like 80 on 275 and that cop fucking that state highway patrol went by me?
Yes.
Flying, and I took off after him in my Grand Prix and could not catch him, and I hit like 120 and finally let out of it. It could not even, dude, I wouldn't even gain any ground on him. And as soon as I let off, we hit the hill right there, and there was a cop, radar people. And you know that cop caught that state highway patrol on radar. I mean, he was booking, man. And you know he got him on radar, but he didn't pull out and get him. But he would have pulled out and got the guy that was doing 75 and the 65 or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I let out of it too, because that would have been an all bad deal there.
I actually see, this was so funny, I thought actually seeing them going to jail, not them going to jail, but like,
I went to jail for just speeding.
Right. No, I'm saying, you know how you're saying that he should have stopped him,
yeah.
Catch his rate or whatever? Just yesterday I was watching this thing where this man and woman had like this woman pushed him, no one's seen it happen, what?
I'm not saying he should have stopped him. What I am saying is that it should be equal.
But this cop kept saying, if I don't take her to jail,
I'll lose you for
they're gonna put me in jail. Like he kept saying that. Then another cop said it. Like they go to jail for shit. Never mind, it's no big deal.
Well, like I went to jail, and you can look it up. And what county was it? In Kentucky.
What was it?
I'm trying to think of the county name of Kentucky. I went to jail for speeding. No, it was fucking the way down.
Oh.
Williamstown, Kentucky is where I was doing double, and I wasn't in the construction zone. However, I didn't hurt nobody.
Spinning.
I'm not spinning.
I know I am. But you're going to ready this.
Yeah, no, I'm going to spin for a minute, lose you guys for a second. I'll be right back. That happens through here. I can't help it. I live in what you call the sticks. You know why they call it the sticks? Look at all the sticks. I'm spinning now. Now I'm not. But I'm probably not on here. You're probably lying to me. He was hauling some weight. That tractor all cranked up. But we need to start spreading these ideals further and further out. They're not even ideals, they're self-evident truths. The government has authority, not in any way free. And like, you think self-governance, like people are so stupid, they think self-governance is voting for other people to force you, to bully you around. Like down here, I put my phone down because it's now illegal to be on your phone. Because there's some idiots that can't text and drive and do shit. Now, I can't text and drive and do shit. Or I get in trouble. I gotta deal with it. Which is, like, I don't care about the money. It's not even about that. My thing is, I'll play the game until a certain point. And I even said this to the sheriff down here very fucking clearly and more than one time. And he either thinks I'm joking or knows I'm serious, one of the two.
Yeah.
Because when I say it, he's laughing. And then I expound on the fact that I'm not playing. And he continues to laugh. So
It's
either
that nervous laugh, doesn't it?
yeah, it sounds like a nervous laugh to me. It really does.
It's like that.
I just want to tell
like
him.
when you say some dumb shit, and I'm like trying to be like, oh, no, he's just playing.
Yeah.
He's just playing.
Like I told him I'll play the game to a certain fucking point. If you want to find that point, keep fucking with me. You know, like this down here, the corruption you see and just what I've seen alone is total bullshit. If we're going to play the game has to be played fairly, but you can't play the game fairly with the people that enforce the rules or the people that make the rules.
By the way.
Because the enforcers are never held by the rules, and neither are the rulers, the people that make the rules.
That guy did say it was worth coming here and listening to a true American. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Oh. Yeah, oh man, I just want to be left alone. I just want everybody to be left alone to live your life. Keep what you earn and settle problems amongst yourself. We don't need government in every aspect of our life. Well, there's the female that is beat by her old man. What, the one that chooses to stay? Because she does. But she's tied up in the closet. Well, okay, well, the neighbors ain't seen her in a week. They don't think to go knock on the door. No. That's why they drive a wedge between you and your neighbors now. It's because they don't want you checking on your neighbors when shit like that happens. When you know that old Billy is always walking around looking pristine and what's a good country name? Althea is all beat up all the time. They don't want you asking questions. They don't want this Billy coming up missing. Well, there's a lot of land out here that you could come up missing very fucking quick. You got to play it too. We all play to a certain degree, and I never denied that. But I also don't call myself a fucking patriot either because of that. You know what I mean? And not only because of that, because here's like, if you're a patriot, you'll be dead in the next 5 minutes. You'll be dead. You're dead. You're dead. There's no patriots alive. And if they are a patriot, they just haven't done the patriotic shit, because the minute they do, they will be dead.
Jay's such an instigator.
Jay Watterson.
Yeah, so I got in the chat, and he's talking to Dunya, and he's telling on his truck. And anyway, Jay's.
Hey, Jay, he doesn't blow his full. Probably on his YouTube channel, we're going to be doing a tear down and shit of his blaster, putting a crank in it. And I told Christy, I said, you know what causes crank failures and two strokes? Not putting enough oil in the fucking gas, which I run everything 32 to 1. I don't care if it's a chainsaw, and I know that's kind of extreme for a chainsaw. You can only run 50 to 1. But I don't care. I buy a spark plug every now and then. But there's been a few times when I haven't been home, and Silas has called me like, hey, Dad, where's the gas out for my Ford? And I'm like, oh, I didn't mix it. You're going to have to wait till I get home. Oh, but I really want to ride now. And I'm like, well, fuck it. Here's how you do it. Make it, go a little above the level where I got it marked on the cup, and put it in, this much gas, or he'll have to dump gas out of 1 into a gallon can and put too much, and it's just, it don't matter. It needs a crank in it. So he's about to come up with $300 for a crank. I'm not spending $300 on a crank. I'm not buying no more than boys shit. He's 13, he's 17. They can get off their asses, they can go to work with me and make some money and pay for their own shit. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, we got to start getting shit done around here, and the whole team's going to have to get themselves involved, or it's not going to get done. I only have so much time in 24 hours and so much energy. I'm old. I'm like 43, man. I need a muffler for this thing. Put on here. All right, I got to go. We got to do something here real quick, and then we got to go. Christy's been going to work with me lately, and holding my, I haven't figured it out yet. Is it a haunch or a hawk?
Hawk.
I think it's called a mud hawk. I could be wrong, though. I could be very wrong about that. The aluminum plate with the wooden handle sticking out of the bottom. Oh, they hear the helicopter flying over. All right, I gotta go. You guys have a good day and stay safe. I think, the person that said it best was 50. But he said, get rich. It should be live free or die trying.
Oh, get rich or die trying.
Yeah. Live free or die trying.